Hello, my people. Hello, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video, another live stream, another show, another video. And listen, I'll be real, it's so unfortunate that we got to come on and speak about this game in a kind of depressing manner. I can't lie, it seems like I'm the only fan that's depressed. That we're out of the League Cup, unfortunately. But we are gonna be speaking about it today. I'm gonna be joined by my brother Ashraf, and I think Kunle is coming, but he is finishing off his stream first before he gets here. So we will be getting into the player ratings. Uh, Listen, just speaking about the players' performances. Some of them good, some of them bad. We will be getting into all of that juicy stuff, and we will be speaking about the reception of Declan Rice at the West Ham or the London Stadium. And yeah, listen, let me bring out Ashraf and let's get into this because listen, there's a lot to speak about. There is a lot to talk about today. Uh, Performances, shit as they may be, but yeah, let's get into it. Let me bring out Ashraf, man. Ashraf, how's it going, my bro?
My brother, Sad, how you doing, man? All good, all good. How's it going with you, man?
Oh,
Looking quite
alhamdulillah, bro.
down
Alhamdulillah.
and grim.
Seem to be the only one, bro. I seem to be the only one who's depressed at the moment. I can't lie. I'm not particularly happy to be out of the League Cup. I listen.
Hmm.
I rate every single trophy in it, so I don't care. Like even before, there may have been times where I said it's a meaty trophy, but that's all banter sake. It's not even
Hmm.
like a an actual thing that I believe. But
Hmm.
it is what it is. But let's get into this game and let's start off with your thoughts on this game. Let's start off with your thoughts on the performance yesterday. Obviously you were with me watching the game and we were watching it on the watch along. So um, just give me your thoughts, bro. What your thoughts on the performance that we put out yesterday?
Yeah, disappointing, obviously. Disappointing. I am one of those people who, yeah, before the game said, like, I don't care much about the Carabao Cup, but I do care about the performances. And I said as well that if you remember that for me, like, this game is like a perfect audition for a bunch of our second team players, right? Because if you're trying to push for a position to start, if you're trying to give Arteta a selection headache, then these are the kind of games you need to show yourself in, right? And you need to like perform in. And I understand West Ham obviously started with pretty much one of their strongest 11. I mean, I think they were missing three, maybe four players max. Everyone else was there, but I think the lineup we had starting was good enough to get a result, right? Or was at least good enough to put in a performance. You see, and this is the annoying thing, right? It's not about the fact that we just lost. Like we lost and we got, I want to say, embarrassed. Like our goal was a consolation goal. Like we know it meant nothing in terms of the outcome of the game.
Mm.
Um, and yes, obviously, like the first goal was like if there was VAR, it would have been ruled off. But I mean, it's not the point. Like we go one goal down, that shouldn't be the end of it, right? And I'm gonna say this, like obviously, whether you want to take it as a criticism of the player or not, I don't care. But for me, when Kai Havertz looks like our best player on the pitch, because he's doing the basics right. Like yesterday, if you remember, he controlled the ball. And I was like, oh, what a control! It was like the most basic control a footballer could have. But when
Yeah.
he was our best player on the pitch, I was like, yo, that we're in trouble, man.
Mm.
I expected more of Nelson, especially in the second half, because I think first half he was doing well, but he just died off. Vieira, good first half, but then died off second half. Trossard, again, another game where he he impresses always coming off the bench, and then you start him in the next game.
Mm.
And I thought he was starting okay. He had one or two good passes, but then I think he was the best player on that pitch in terms of the quality of player. If you look at the quality of players from both West Ham and Arsenal, I think for me
Yeah.
it's fair to say that Trossard is probably the has the best quality on the pitch, right? He's probably the most, I don't know if you want to say the most valuable, but definitely if you have to pick one to win like the to be the top player in that game, it's Trossard, and he didn't live up to that hype in that game. Paqueta showed him up. Kudus showed him up, and that's always a problem when you're trying to fight for your spot. So yeah, look,
Yeah.
disappointing, man. Very very disappointing performance. If we ended up losing 2-1 or 1-0 and we put up a really good fight and we really tried and we went for it and you could see our players really care, I probably would have been okay with the performance. I'll be like, okay, at least our guys tried. But a couple of
Mm,
times in the game yesterday, Tommy Tomiyasu just walking on the ball. Zinchenko, horrendous, horrendous, horrendous,
mm,
both on and off the ball, which is insane because we always knew he was shit off the ball defensively. He's been horrible on the ball as well. Um, Gabriel, who you can argue was like one of our best defenders, probably first or second over the last 1 year, had some
mhm.
shaky moments, which is not something that we're used to. And Ben White, our starting right back, obviously with that unfortunate own goal, but yeah, man,
It's funny that first of all, big up Staffy in the building, man. Big up Staffy, man.
big up
Guys
Staffy,
who are
man.
watching, go subscribe to Staffy TV, man. Big up the guy right there, man. My broski. But just speaking of Ben White, because that was shocking. That that
Mm,
own goal was shocking. He did not need to touch it. And the thing is, he even aimed his head towards the goal. Would you why would you header a ball towards your own goal? Why? There's no reason for it. There is no reason to header the ball into your own goal. It makes no sense to
mm.
me. And this is one of the times where you have to critique players. You have to. Like, if they do something wrong, you have to criticize. As simple as that. You can't sit here and not criticize a player when he makes a mistake. And I'm sorry, he made a mistake there. He made a mistake. So it's simple as that. Um, I feel like his performance overall, I don't really think they were targeting that side as much. They were
Mm.
more going down the left side, and Zinchenko, we'll get into that because that's a whole nother shitstorm of I don't know what the fuck else. You could if you want to, you can go and watch my whole freaking the football terrace thing where I went out into the football terrace and spoke on there because this guy is I don't know what's going on with this guy. I do not know what's going on with Zinchenko right now. Yeah, he wants to sit here doing big up politician and this, getting involved in stuff. Like, bro, okay, yeah, go do your thing in it. Whatever you want to do, whatever floats your boat.
But show up on the
But
pitch.
when you're on a football pitch, you best put in performances. He
Yeah.
already lacked defensive ability. He already looked shit defensively. For him to now come out in a game and not even show up offensively is a massive worry because let's face it, you're replaceable in this team. I hope you know that Tom Yasu is knocking on that door, ready to take your place. Like it's not even a joke right now.
He's
It
already
really
taken his
isn't
place,
even
in
a
my
joke.
opinion.
Bro, I would love for him to start. I would
Yeah.
love for him to start. But the fact that he keeps on starting Zinchenko, bro, it's just what does Tom Yasu unless they're worried about him getting injured. That's the only reason I can really see for them not starting him on a consistent basis. Because I feel like Tom Yasu is a much better left back right now. Even going into the midfield, I feel like
Mm.
he's getting more and more comfortable in that position. So why can't we play him every single game? Let's try him out. Let's see what can happen. We have Timber coming back, so that's
Yeah.
even if Tomiyasu does get injured, we still have Timber there who can come in. He's gonna be back maybe late January, early Feb. So
Mm.
we've definitely got some backups. We've definitely got some players that can come in and fill the positions. But Zinchenko needs to buck up his ideas if he wants to be
But
playing for my club.
don't you think Tomiyasu is already our starting left back now? Because he started against Sevilla. I don't remember if he started against Chelsea, but I think from that Sevilla game, you could tell that he's the new left back moving forward. I think so, at least.
Bro, the thing is with the thing is with Tomiyasu
Mm,
and Arteta in general, you don't know who's your starting player, bro. He has some players that he starts day in, day out, and he has certain positions where he just changes about all the time. Changes
mm,
that position about all the time. The left back position, he's always been changing it about every time. Every time. Since
mm,
since since the season's begun, he's been putting Zinchenko in and he taking back out. He put in Tomiyasu, and he had Timber in there, and then he had Kivio in there. So he's obviously experimenting, trying to do different things with this position. But what we have to understand is Zinchenko is replaceable. He is
100%, easily,
replaceable. Like,
easily, yeah.
uh, let's face it, if we can find a left back who can do what he does and be safe defensively, then bro, you're out of the team quick. It's not even a joke. Like, there's a
We already have that in Timber.
yeah, 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 but he's injured at the moment, so I
Yeah,
can't really
yeah, yeah.
count him at the moment.
Hmm.
Once he comes back, that's going to be a massive boost for us. It's very
100%.
unfortunate that he got injured in the first game of the season, and it was a
Hmm.
really bad injury as well. It's not even like a month out or something like that.
Yeah.
He was going to be out for like 4 to 5 months. Do you know what I mean? So it's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, just looking at his performance overall. Going forward, his passes weren't working, and you know what? Actually, we're gonna get into that because I just want to speak about the team as a whole. The team as a whole. This showed that we do not have the right backups. We do not have the right squad depth to really challenge in other competitions. We just don't. And I feel like this is the time where if you have your players in your squad, you have your main squad, your core, you have to then start working, working on the backups, working on the people who are the fringe players, and working on the people on the players who come in for these games in the League Cup. Because let's face it, it's West Ham. Yes, they've still got a dangerous team, but as Arsenal, we should not be having trouble against West Ham, even with the backup players. They should be to a certain level where we're able to beat them. Maybe even if it's not convincingly, we can still beat them. But the fact that we're out here struggling and getting dominated against West Ham, and the fact that we've still got Jorginho play, we have Jorginho playing in a starting lineup. We bring this guy to big games.
Mm.
Just let that sink in for a second. We play Jorginho in big games. It's not just small games that we're playing this guy in. We're playing him in big games. You can see he's old as hell, bro. This guy is way past his time. Way past his time. We need to start working on the backups. We've already got our core. Thomas Partey, that's a whole nother situation. I think he's gone in January. As much as I would like to keep him, I think he's gonna get gone in January. I think they might
Mm.
sell him and just buy somebody in January. But I think looking at the squad, definitely, definitely need to we need to bolster the midfield, the backup
Yeah.
midfield, because I'm not gonna say that Fabio Vieira had a bad game. I think he actually had a quite a decent game. Havertz was probably our best player on the pitch at times,
Mm.
which is scary. The fact that the fact that Havertz is actually our best player, like you said, bro. They're not even trying to disrespect the player or anything, but bro, the fact that he's our best player on the pitch is showing something. Nketiah again.
Oh
Sorry, I'm
my
going.
God.
I'm rambling on, but
This guy,
in
Eddie.
in Nketiah, bro, Nketiah. I warned people, bro. I told people, don't let him fool you with this little hat trick that he gets against Sheffield United, because he come up against West Ham and did fuck all, absolutely fuck all. Had two touches of the ball for what? Like, you know what I mean? But what are your thoughts on
Bro, I'm telling
on
you,
this guy,
our
bro?
fan base is so damn deluded with him. I was actually like in my Facebook Arsenal group, I was having an argument with someone about Nketiah, and he was saying, "Oh, actually, name a better backup center forward in any of the Premier League teams." And I was like, "This argument is getting so dead." And when I told him, "What about Alvarez? What about Gakpo? What about Nunes?" He's like, "No, I think Nketiah's stats are better." It's become so damn delusional that people are actually starting to believe this guy is a top level striker as a backup, right? Because their go-to Their go-to argument is, oh well, how many other strikers out there are a quality would be willing to sit on the bench? It's so stupid. As I said, I would understand Nketiah being our backup striker if our first striker was Harry Kane or prime Lewandowski or prime Benzema or even Haaland, right? But when your starting striker is Jesus, who I rate and I think is amazing, and I think he brings the best out of Martinelli and Saka, your backup cannot be Nketiah. Your backup has to be a different profile, someone who's also going to push Jesus, someone who's going to give Jesus a difficult time to like for in terms of competition and give Arteta a selection headache on who's going to start. But when your starting striker is Jesus, who's not the kind of guy who will give you 30 goals, which is fine because he elevates the rest of the team, but your backup striker then cannot be Nketiah. I'm not even joking when I say this. I promise you, I don't care if any Arsenal fans laugh at me at this. Forget the age, right? Forget the age for now. Let's say that age is not an issue. I would have rather kept Lacazette as second option than Nketiah. Because Lacazette holds on to the ball better. He brings people in. He also hustles just like Nketiah. Tries to get a little bit physical. He holds all the ball very well. I think he could be a decent finisher in some games here and there. Although some other games his finishing is horrendous. But then again, so is Nketiah's, right? So people are just so infatuated with this guy for whatever reason. And I'm telling you, it's only because he's like a Haaland boy. He's willing to sit on the bench and wait all season
Exactly.
for his opportunity. It's disgusting, bro.
Exactly. Bro, it's not even just a hair end. People are sitting here and living off of this clip of this guy telling Lakonga to just relax and wait for his turn, bro. Do you know how many
God.
people showed me that clip and said, "Look, this is the passion. This is the reason. This is the mindset I want on my club." Look, he told Lakonga to shut up and hold his space. Wait, be patient, bro. Forget all of that, bro. Forget about all of that. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't care less if he tells Sambi Lakonga to wait. Do you know what I mean? I don't
Mm,
care. Bro, he is not good enough to play at my club. And if I
yeah.
had if I had a pound for the amount of if I had a pound every time somebody said to me he's probably the best backup striker in the league, I'd probably be a millionaire. I would probably be a millionaire. I
You'd be a
always
millionaire
hear
based on
that.
a lie. Yeah. Yeah. It's such a
Bro, it's
ridiculous argument, bro.
it's so nuts, bro. It is so nuts. And then when you sit there and you bring up Alvarez as a backup striker, they tell you no, he starts in their first team.
No, he
Okay,
doesn't. He's starting now because
he's
of KDB.
he's starting
But
because of KDB.
yeah.
Exactly, he's starting because of KDB. That's exactly the reason why Alvarez is starting. If KDB is there, Alvarez does not start. He is a backup striker. I would take Alvarez right now, probably even as my first striker, let alone backup. I would take him as one of my first because I Alvarez looks like the real deal. He looks like
Bro, and we don't.
he could take opportunities when he can. He's
Yeah.
got a good shot on him. He's good at free kicks. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he's
Like,
amazing at free kicks. Yeah. And the thing is, we don't even need to look that far. I mean, Liverpool as well. Look at Liverpool's strike force. Like, if they're starting strikers, if they're starting front three, it's Diaz, Jota, and Salah. Their backup strikers are Gakpo and Nunes. Like,
hmm,
it's not just Man City. Like, if you're trying to go and compete for the league, you have to have that kind of quality. Even like there are other teams. Like you look at Barcelona, for example. They've got Lewandowski starting. Their backups are Ferran Torres and Joao Felix, right? Like
hmm,
it's just so insane for people to be accepting mediocrity like this. As I said, I think Nketiah would be a good backup if we're competing for top four. If we're trying to get back into the top four, yeah,
hmm,
100%. But we're not in that mindset anymore. We're challenging for the league. If Jesus is injured for like 2 3
exactly.
months, I don't want Nketiah to be starting for me game in, game out. I'd rather start Trossard in that position because he did well last
Hmm,
season when he was playing there between Martinelli and Saka. He won our Player of the Month for March. I'd rather be starting. Hell, I'd rather be starting Kai Havertz. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I'd rather be starting Kai Havertz over Nketiah because I still
hmm,
feel like Kai Havertz tries to link up with our players. He tries to like gets like he holds on to the ball well. Nketiah is the typical kind of Crystal Palace, West Ham, Aston Villa kind of striker. Like, get the ball quickly, try and shoot, quickly try and shoot. Because these teams are used to playing with less possession. That when they get the ball, they just try and run quickly at the opposition. But that's not the
Do you
way we
know?
build. That's not
Do
the
you know
way we
this?
play.
Do you know the situation where Nketiah would actually thrive?
Mm.
I think Nketiah needs a partner. If you can get him a striking partner or if you can get him let's say for instance a 4-4-2, the old kind of 4-4-2, where this is a reason why I think Eddie Nketiah would play very well at Aston Villa under Unai Emery. Because I feel like
Yeah.
Unai Emery would be able to unlock him just based off the style that he plays, where you have the 4-4-2, where you have the two strikers. One is going forward a bit more, and one is dropping deep a bit more. Similar to Henry and Bergkamp, the way they did it, where
Mm.
it would never be Bergkamp and Henry just there striking at the goal. It would always be Henry moving forward a bit, and then Bergkamp dropping behind him as more of a centre forward while he's the striker. Yeah. At the end of the
Honestly,
day,
Sad.
you oh yeah, go on, bro, go on, bro.
No, I was saying honestly, Sad. Nketiah is not the kind of player I would change my system for. Honestly, he isn't.
That's what
Because
I'm
if we look,
saying.
yeah, if we look at like, okay, if we're gonna ever play a 4-4-2, I wouldn't want Nketiah to be starting up front. There are other players who I think can do a better job. I think Trossard can do well starting as a second striker. I think Havertz, his best ever performances for Leverkusen was him playing behind the striker in a 4-4-2.
Hmm.
Like, so we have players who can play in that 4-4-2 system and do really well. Nketiah is not the kind of hill I want to die on. He's not the striker I would want to change my system for, right? I would change my system to accommodate Jesus, to accommodate Odegaard, to accommodate Rice and Partey. I wouldn't change my system to accommodate someone like Nketiah. And again, it's for me, it's not even about the system, bro. Like, just his basic things about what he does. Look, the Sheffield thing, yes, his hat trick was amazing. The goals he scored were phenomenal. But this is why I said I don't rate him because he cannot do that consistently. He had an amazing day. He had an incredible game. He was on hot form that day. And everything he did, it looked like an elite striker's touch. But he cannot do that consistently for 5, 6, 7, 8 games, right? He
Hmm.
cannot have that same control every game. He cannot have that same level of shot. We've seen him try to take shots from outside the box many, many times before. Why are we ignoring all the shots that were horrendous and praising the one shot that finally came in? Like even a broken clock is right twice in a day. Like it's not it's mad, man. It's mad.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And the thing is, we can literally go around in circles with this conversation and keep on going. I can
Mm.
talk for ages on this guy because he's just not the level. But let me get some of these comments because big up all the people that are in here. We got Ravi here who said, "Question: What was the game plan throughout the game?" That's a question. What was the game plan throughout the game? The game plan was to try and pass the ball around. The game plan was to try and use the wide players. And to be honest, I think Reece Nelson was probably the most dangerous player for us,
Mm.
just based on that system alone and how we were trying to get him behind. But when he was getting into different positions, he wasn't able to pass. There was a situation where he didn't even pass the ball.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So I don't know if you want to elaborate on that, bro. But
My answer might just bore you guys, but honestly, guys, I don't think there was a proper game plan. I really don't. I think he wanted to rest a bunch of his starters. So he's thinking, okay, if I rest Saka and Martinelli, who do I play? Okay, I can play Trossard and Nelson. There you go. I want to rest Declan Rice and Odegaard. Who do I start? Okay, Vieira and Kai Havertz. Because Jorginho, unfortunately, we know he's going to be a starter for us, and he's probably going to start against Newcastle.
mm,
I think his logic was just that I want to rest people. Okay, give your started last game with Saliba. This time I'll rest Saliba and play Gabriel. Okay, you know what? Tommy Asu is my starting left back. This time I'll play Zinchenko. And I don't have any other right back, so I have to play Ben White. I'm telling you, I think that was literally just his game plan. Let me rest my main guys. You guys are coming in, play the exact same way, try to build slowly, keep the ball slow, and wait for opportunities. But I think that's a terrible game plan, even with our starting 11, right? Because I think one of the things that made us so dangerous last season is we were so quick in the transition. We had like I think like for a portion of the season we were the best at counterattacks. We had the most counterattack goals scored in the Premier League for like the first 3 or 4 months. And this season it doesn't look
yeah,
like we're anywhere close to that. We're so incredibly slow in our build up, which is so annoying. We don't try to take risky passes anymore. We just try to play it safe. A lot of times I remember like our
mm,
wingers used to like make those runs in and the fullback would play the pass to the winger running in. And we don't do
yeah,
that anymore as well.
exactly.
We stopped trying to play these penetrating through balls through the middle of the pitch that Zinchenko used to play a lot last season, and Odegaard and Partey. Obviously, Partey's not been there, so that probably has been a big effect as well. It's crazy, man. I think Arteta has to at some point be like, if we have to turn this to a ping pong game, let's freaking turn it to a ping pong game. That's it. Let's just go back and forth. Play risky passes. You lose it, they attack. We get it back. We attack. Like we have to, because Liverpool do that sometimes. It gets into this crazy like um kind of open football match where it's just like attack after attack from both sides. You remember that Newcastle game when they had Van Dijk sent off and there
Yeah.
was like 10 minutes or so in the second half, it was literally Newcastle, Liverpool, Newcastle, Liverpool.
Mm.
That works. You know why? Because Liverpool know that they have the quality that when they get these chances, unlike Newcastle, they'll probably finish them. I trust in
Mm.
players like Saka and Martinelli and even Odegaard to say that when we get those opportunities to counter, we're going to probably be in a better position to finish them off. And I also trust Saliba and Gabriel and Declan Rice to be able to stop most of these counterattacks. If you're finding a team hard to break down, just try as many risky passes as possible and make these runs and make these movements. Tire them out.
Mm.
There's no reason why any team in the Premier League should be able to outrun us. It's just insane.
Nah, listen, 100%, man. I agree, man. I agree. Um, Shah said we've got too much dead wood at this club. 100%, way too much, bro. Um, Geordie again away, the lads. Big up, man. Big up, Geordie. Big up, Geordie. You lot smacked United yesterday, bro. With your B team, C team, D team, fucking Z team. I don't know what you want to call it, bro. You
Bro,
lot
they
had
had
fucking.
Kraft and
They had
Ayumi
like
and
four
Akrawi cheese
fullbacks.
and
Mase Halloumi.
bro, the players
Hey,
they
you know
had
what?
on
That's
the
a
pitch is
shout.
mad.
Hey, well, that's too funny, man. I big up, why not Spursy Mikel? Hey, big up to yourself, man. Big up to yourself. Hey, you know what? Yeah, for why not, bro? It takes him like the smallest thing. Yeah, automatically it's Arteta out, bro. Get this guy out, bro. Get him out, bro. It's the smallest thing, bro. I swear, man. I love this guy, man. He's too funny, bro. He's too funny. Big up WDWTT. Big up MDL. Big up you two. This squad needs to win every game in November now to repay us for that disgusting performance. Yes, 100%. They need to. If they don't, then serious questions need to be asked. Bro, this is our time. This is our time to go in for the title. So we
Mm.
can't be sitting here dropping shit performances like that. I'm sorry, we
Yeah.
just can't. The reason why City went on and won the treble is because they kept that momentum. They played the same way to that same high standard every single time, no matter what the game was. That's the reason why they won that treble, because they had all of these games. I was up for staying in every competition because it keeps momentum. Momentum is the best thing to have in football. Do you know what I mean? You want to
And
you want to
remember,
say something, bro?
you could no, I was just saying. Remember, you cannot win the league in November, but you can lose it in November. Like imagine right now we lose to Newcastle and then we lose to Brentford away, for example, in November.
Big
Like,
up, Hassan.
like big up for some. We lose to Brentford, we lose to Newcastle, for example, this month, and we're already like in a difficult situation. So you cannot win the league in November, but you could definitely lose it if you stay away. And remember, Man City won. We know that come Feb March, Man City have it in them to win like 10 to 15 games in a row, right? So we need to be prepared for a situation like that.
Yeah, 100%. Um, MDO also said absolutely crumbled that second half, not good enough. Bro, this is giving me the vibes of 2 years ago. You know when we were fighting for top four, and
Mm,
we'd be so amazing starting off the game. We'd start off some games amazingly well, and then we'd just crumble after half time. Or not
mm,
even that. We would probably do it for 30 minutes, and then we'd crumble consistently. Like it would just happen over and over again. So not good enough, man. Not good enough. Why not back again with Arteta, world class manager, another cup, another competition thrown away. Yeah, listen, I said this already, bro. It starts from the top. It starts from the top. If the manager is not prioritizing competitions, then why are the players gonna prioritize it? Why are the fans gonna prioritize it? You know what I mean? The fans are just gonna sit there and be like, we're too good. Too good for the we're too good for the League Cup. You know what I mean? It's a trophy, but we're too good for it, man. We don't need to win it. You know what I mean? It's fine. But that
But can I,
all comes from the top. It all comes from the top.
Can I ask you,
I know I'm
Saad, a
sneak
question?
dissing you there, bro. I know I'm sneak dissing you there, cause you.
No, 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 no. I like it. I like it. I like it because we need to
But
discuss this. Look, I'm upset about the performances today for sure because that's inexcusable. We should have performed better. Getting out the competition, I'm not gonna lie to you. I told you before the game. I'm telling you again. I don't care about it, and I'll tell you this, right? Say we win the League Cup, but I'm just answering to this point because when he says he threw the competition away, I'm assuming why not Spursy? Like you're referring to the fact that he benched a bunch for starters and started our second team. I think that was the right thing to do, man, because all the top managers do that. Literally, Klopp and Arteta and okay, like forget Arteta. Let's say he's not a top manager. Wenger, Fergie, back in the days, all of them used to do this. They always rotate their team heavily for the League Cup. And here's the thing, right? If we, I'm not excusing yesterday's performance because that's bad regardless of who started, right? But let's say we end the season winning the League Cup and I don't know, finishing third or fourth in the league. Would we say that's a good season? Because I don't think so. I definitely would think that's an embarrassing season, right? United last year won the League Cup. It didn't propel them to anything. In fact, they regressed this season. At least so far, it looks like they regressed. Now, if they salvage their season somehow and make an incredible comeback, that's a different thing. But as of now, it looks like it's been a horrendous season for them, and it looks like it's gonna go that way as well. So for me, the League Cup alone is not enough. And the reason I don't rate it as high is because every country has their like domestic league, the domestic cup, and then obviously the European competition. I think the main cup here for me is like is
mm,
the FA Cup. I rate the FA Cup highly. It's obviously the oldest competition in world football, and we have won it more than any other team. FA Cup means a lot to me. Like it's very special. But the League
yeah,
Cup, I don't know, bro. Like you could tell the team, the managers, the players, like they don't take it that seriously, man. And that's why a lot of
mhm,
these managers in the past have heavily, heavily rotated and ended up getting knocked out. And yes, they all come out with the same spiel. Oh, it's embarrassing. I can't believe we lost. We take it very seriously. But then next year you go and you rotate the team once again. So obviously they don't really mean that. I remember Klopp a couple of years ago started a bunch of under 17s, right? And they lost 5-0 to Aston Villa because he had to go to the Club World Cup immediately. He didn't give a shit because like the Club World Cup is more important because it's obviously like a
mm,
rare tournament you compete in.
yeah, yeah. No, listen. I just, for me, I, I think it's just from the top, bro. It's from the top. Every manager
Mm,
does it, and it's not really right. I think Pep even he doesn't really kind of lower his squad that much. He might take one or two players out, but he still keeps the core there. That's the important thing for me. Like
mm,
you keep your core there. Declan Rice did not need to be on the bench. He did not need
mm,
to be on the bench. Same thing with Martinelli. Martinelli hasn't played that many games. He's coming back from it. He's come back from an injury. He did not need to play that. He didn't. He hasn't played that many games for him to be
mm.
subbed onto the game. Do you know what I mean? You can still play some of your core first team players, especially come up against West Ham. If it was
Yeah.
Wickham Wanderers or something like that, or freaking
Then
Port
yeah, yeah,
Vale,
fair.
then bro, I can understand if you're even putting kids out there. I can
Yeah.
understand. But bro, if you're
But here's
coming up
the
against West Ham, who's another Premier League team, like,
here's the thing, Saad. Like we say that, but then this season City were knocked out at home against Newcastle, and he rotated his team heavily. He started Bob and he started Gomez as the winger. He started Rico Lewis and Calvin Phillips in the middle. Akanji, Guardiola, Nathan Ake at the back. So he didn't start like Kyle Walker or Ruben Diaz. I don't know if John Stones was back by that game. I can't remember. He didn't play Haaland at all. Like literally, didn't even bring him off the bench, right?
mhm,
Brought in Phil Foden, like obviously late. He brought in Jeremy Doku in the second half. So
yeah,
obviously Ortega was the keeper, but then that's fine because Ortega is a decent keeper. So we say that about Pep, but he himself rotated his team heavy against Newcastle at home and they lost 1-0, right? And I
mm,
promise you, if he could like if next season, okay, let's say he stays for next season, he's gonna do the exact same thing next season. Last season they got knocked out to who, right? Southampton, I think it was. I think it was the
yeah,
first or the second game itself. I think he rotated
mhm,
his team then as well, and he got knocked out. It didn't affect them. They went on to win the treble, anyways. I'm not saying we are gonna go do it. I don't think we're at City's level to
yeah,
go on and do that, obviously. But and I'm not gonna use this famous phrase that a lot of Arsenal fans like to use, "bigger fish to fry" and all that stuff. But
oh, that pisses me off, bro. I actually
I
gets
know,
my
I know.
fucking
I
blood
saw,
boiling when I hear that, bro.
I saw your thing yesterday. So it is an annoying statement for sure. But like, I'll tell you this right now, yeah. If we won yesterday's game 6-7 or 8-0, but we went on to lose to Newcastle this Saturday, I wouldn't give a shit about that West Ham game. That Newcastle game would be a lot more important for me.
Yeah,
And again, this is just contradictory somewhat to what some people say, right? I'm not saying we should rotate players only because of injuries, but that's a part of it. Last season, I don't think this is the reason we lost the league, but a lot of people were saying you lost the league or we lost the league because Saliba was injured. If Saliba was there, we probably would have gone on to win it. But do you remember why Saliba got injured? Because we started him against Sporting Lisbon, along with Tomiyasu, which I think we should have.
mm,
And I think we would have lost the league regardless, even if Saliba was there. But if I go by that logic that Arsenal fans said, or oh, we should have rotated, or Saliba should not have started, so we should have rested him. Guess what? Like it's the same exact scenario now. And you know how people would have been livid if Saka started and Martinelli started and they got injured. Like you know how people
yeah.
would have been then.
Okay, well, we'll move on from that point because
We'll agree to
you know,
disagree. I can see.
exactly. We'll agree to disagree, bro. Because I don't think we're gonna agree, bro. I don't think we're gonna agree
Yeah,
on
that's
that one.
fair. That's fair. That's fair.
But MDL says for me, Saad, we still need 3 to 4 players in January to win this league or even compete. I'm not overreacting. I've been saying this. What are your thoughts on that one? We still need
I
three
don't
to four
think we need
players.
3 or 4 to compete. No, I don't think. Don't think that's true. I think we need 3 to 4 to win it. Yes, I agree. I wouldn't even say 3 to 4. I would say 2 to 3 max. Like if we get a defender, if we get a proper top quality sentiment, and we get an attacker, so that's 3 players. I think we're good. We're really good. As long as the profile and the quality of these players are fine. But to say we need 3 to 4 to compete, bro, like that, I'm sorry. I know you're saying you're not overreacting. It is an overreaction. Because in the summer, if we thought we could challenge with the current squad, we cannot suddenly change our mind now from one game.
But what the thing is, we have to kind of break down MDL. Just put another comment in to answer this question. Is what MDL means here when he says 3 to 4 players, even 5 players? Does that include like that's he's probably not saying first team players. He's probably saying like starters. He's probably saying like bench players that are at a good enough level for us to compete. Where if we lose a first team player starter, then we
Yeah.
at least have somebody of a similar caliber that can come off the
Mm.
bench. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
we do still need that. We do still need that. We even even though the people say that yes, our first squad is amazing, the backups are not at that level. There's still a massive drop off. When you take out
Mm.
Saka, you have Reece Nelson. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a massive drop off there. You take out Odegaard, you have Kai Havertz.
Mm.
You take
Well, we
out
had Smith Rowe, but then
Thomas
he got
Partey and
injured.
you
Yeah.
George. Yeah, you take out Thomas Partey and you have
It's
Jorginho there.
Jorginho. Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
that makes me want to throw up. What the fuck is going on there?
But you see,
It's
these
crazy,
positions you
bro.
mentioned, Saad, are exactly why I said 3 players. I would say 3 players. And when I said three, I actually meant bench, not starting 11. If you look at a starting 11 when everyone
Mm,
is fit, let's just go into this utopian world which doesn't exist. I know it doesn't exist, but our back four is incredible in Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Timber, or Tomiyasu, whoever like floats your boat there. Midfield of Partey, Rice, Odegaard, front three of Jesus, Martinelli, and Saka. I think that's a very, very good starting lineup. But what I do want now is I want 4 or 5 players on the bench who push these guys for a starting position. So if our back four, for example, is Timber, Ben White, Gabriel, and Saliba, Tomiyasu can push for a position, right? Because Tomiyasu can play right back, center back, left back. So these guys will not feel that comfortable. If we're
yeah,
talking about midfield, that's why I said we need a centre mid, 100%. Because if we get a top quality centre mid, if Partey is injured, we move Declan Rice to DM and we play that centre mid, right? And then obviously for
mm,
Odegaard, Smith Rowe, like I don't know how serious it is. Hopefully it's not that serious. I rate Smith Rowe as a 10 because when he played as a 10 2 seasons ago, he was killing it. He was creating
mm,
chances, he was scoring goals. Saka, yes, I agree. We don't have any proper replacement for Saka. So I think when I talk about attacker, for me, that becomes a priority. Or if we don't end up getting a right winger, we get a striker instead or a center forward. And then we play Jesus on the right sometimes when Saka's not there, or Trossard on the right. That for me is okay as well. But these signings would be for us to push on and win the league. But if we're talking about challenging, just pure challenging, I think we can do it with the current squad. Bro, look at City, by the way. You know, it's a myth that City have a deep squad. They're the best team in the world, 100%. But if you look at who's their backup for Rodri, when Rodri went missing 2 games,
Hmm.
we suddenly learned that these guys are Rodri FC. Like they lost to Wolves, lost to Newcastle, lost to Arsenal. Literally all 3 games he missed, they lost all three.
Hmm.
Right? He played in the middle of that in the Champions League and they won that game. So are we suddenly saying that they don't have any bench? And it looks like they don't because they don't rate Nunes. Kovacic hasn't been replacing Gundogan that well. Um, they don't like Calvin Phillips at all. They blame him for the defeat to Newcastle. I don't know if that's too harsh or
Mm.
not. But even a team like City, you could argue, don't have that great of a bench, like in some positions, obviously. But in some other
I
positions,
think
they're
now.
amazing.
I think now.
Yeah,
Now they do.
now, exactly. Yeah, yeah, now,
Before,
yeah.
before they had that covered.
Before they had that
Um,
everywhere, bro. Yeah.
yeah. Let me just get these through. Nketiah, Arteta's guy, new contract, hella undeserved minutes, stealing a wage, 100%.
Yeah.
Nketiah isn't our backup striker anymore because Jesus is always injured. He's not good enough for Arsenal. Yes, he is not good enough for Arsenal. Nketiah was main 9 when Jesus.
Was
That's the
fair.
weirdest way to spell Jesus. Jesus was fit. Nketiah, Jesus, Nketiah, and Saka. Nketiah is Arteta's guy. Yeah, he really has some trust in this guy
No,
for
but
some
that's
reason.
because yeah, he does. But that's because Martinelli was not there, bro. But I do agree, he's starting him too much now, and it's
He could
getting
have played Trossard at
annoying.
that point, wasn't it? Or was Trossard out?
Exactly. No, Trossard was there. He could have played Trossard.
He
He
was there,
didn't.
wasn't
Yeah,
he? Yeah.
it's annoying.
Nketiah wasn't good enough for Leeds in the Championship and was benched by Bamford. Why
Damn.
is he good enough for my club? Why? Why am I giving bench stars for Leeds? The starting line in my club. It doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense.
Mm.
Moroccan Monkey said, Fina said, Arsenal are not in the mud as United. Yeah, United are
Of
in a
course not.
different type of mud, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
I
lot
do agree.
are just dived headfirst into that mud. It's
Buried deep in
crazy.
the Sahara Desert, my brother.
Yeah, it's crazy. Big up Muhammad, saying peace, brother Saad, preach. Facts. And then Shah said, you'd think Nketiah is our best player in the world since he has the mindset of Zlatan and David Goggins. Yeah, bro. This guy comes out like as if he's some motivational guy, bro. They're speaking to me like as if this guy done some mad stuff, bro. When he said that, bro, he
Hmm.
motivated Lakonga to become such a great player, bro. Like, come on, man, what we doing here?
Where is Lokonga right now? So,
Yeah, exactly. And he followed it by saying, but he's crap. He's Muhammad came back and said, we need Tony as a backup along with a world class striker. Listen, I don't think Tony would be our backup. I think he'd be there with Jesus. Jesus is a season away from playing in Italy at a much slower pace. I don't think so. I think
yeah, I
Jesus
don't
can
agree
still
with
keep
that.
up with our pace.
Yeah.
We need that star striker signing, which I think is coming.
Osimhen. Oh, bro, get me Osimhen, and I'm telling you, we're winning this league, bro. My God, that guy. Every time they see us coming in with that guy leading our line, bro, defenders are gonna shake in their boots. Just
Yeah.
watch.
Shah said, honestly, yeah, if Tottenham win this league, if Tottenham win the league this season, then I think
God
Arteta
forbid.
will be sacked. We've lowered the standards too much. We've lowered the standards of this club too much. I don't think they'll win the league. I don't think
No.
they have the depth.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. The depth, I don't think they have. If they lose, um, what's his name? If they lose Madison or
Mm.
Basuma or Son, I think they're finished.
And let's say the hypothetical word somehow they keep everyone in the starting 11 fit for the whole season. We know how that ends. Like you end up getting gassed towards the last 2 3
Yeah,
months. It happened
yeah,
to
you
us
get
as well.
tired.
Last season we had yeah, you get tired. Like if you can start your same starting 11 every single game for the whole season and keep up the same exact performances.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. Um, Nketiah thrives at home. Saad Wallahi, you're waffling.
Sky.
Listen, he's in the room, man. He's in the room. Nketiah's in
Mm.
the room, man. Um, bro, Nketiah will never shine at Arsenal. He's not a striker for this club going for a club going for the league. We can dress it up as much as we like. He is not that guy.
He's not.
100% agree. 100% agree. Keep smashing the likes and subscribe, Sard and the crew with a big show. Alright, guys, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please. We just hit 500 and we're at 509 now. So make sure you're slapping that subscribe button.
Come on, guys. We're
And
giving you
hitting
some
that
nice
bell
Nketiah
notification.
bashing here. Come on.
Bro, it's crazy. It's the only place you'll hear it, man. It's the only place you'll hear it. Havertz, another player who thrives best at home. Havertz is a massive flop. Free Pepe. Well, Pepe, listen, I wanted to bring Pepe back, man. I wanted to give him a go in this team to see what you could do. But I got called a fool. Said I didn't know what I was talking about, this and that. But let's face it, man. He's doing better than other players at other clubs, man. Did you know that Pepe at his time at Arsenal has more goals than Anthony and Sancho put together?
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
Bro, people really underrate his first 2 seasons. He actually has good GA with us in the first 2 seasons.
Bro, people just follow the pack. They just follow the pack. Whatever
Exactly.
the majority says, certain people just go there and just follow that.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Fabio Vieira, Jorginho, Kai Havertz, and Zinchenko, El Neni, Cedric, Sambi Lokonga, Nuno Tavares all need to leave either in January or the summer. I don't think he'll ever get rid of Zinchenko. I don't think he's got that in him to get rid of
Definitely not Kai
Zinchenko.
Havertz and definitely not Vieira.
Kai Havertz is not going.
He won't let them.
Fabio
He won't
Vieira
let
is
them
not
go.
going.
Yeah.
He bought those guys and they seem to be his
Yeah.
project signings. You know what I mean? So they're not going nowhere. Cannot believe Havertz and Vieira combined cost 100 million. That makes me sick.
We got
That
ripped
makes
off,
me
bro.
sick. And even this one, Fabio Vieira cost 35 million and Madison cost 40 million. What is Edu and Arteta cooking? On that one, listen, I
Bro,
never knew why they didn't go for Madison.
there's
No
one that's
idea.
even worse, bro. There's one that's even worse. McAllister was 35 million release clause, bro. Not even like a negotiated fee, it was a release clause. And McAllister is the exact type of player this team needed. That centre mid who can sit with Partey or sit with Declan Rice, build the ball up, can also play as a six, as we are seeing now with Liverpool.
Yeah.
So many bargains out there, and we just didn't. We had to get Kai Havertz, man.
Yeah, 100%. Edu was the guy who worked with the Brazil national team and he bought Marquinhos instead of buying the Bruno Gomes, who was
That's
there for
another
the
one.
taking. That's
Yeah.
that's the biggest loss for me, bro. Newcastle had 5 or 6 fullbacks playing yesterday. Some players like Summer are championship level. Yeah, it's crazy. And J Rock came here with a question saying, "Are you guys worried about the Champions League?" And then he followed up saying, because I think Arsenal have a good first 11 to win the Champions League.
No, we
I'm not
don't.
going to go that far, bro. I'm not going to go that
Yeah.
far. I think the experience alone, you need certain experience to win the Champions League. You can't just go in and win it. You know what I mean? It does not happen. It doesn't happen. You can't just win that. Otherwise, it wouldn't be held to such a high regard as it is. If it was as easy as, you know what, you have a great team, just go in and win it. It just doesn't work like that, especially with it being a knockout competition as well.
Exactly.
So there is luck to it as well. But yeah, listen, I don't think it's gonna happen for us this season. They need that experience in the Champions League. Excuse me. They need that experience in the Champions League, and then they need to do it maybe for a season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons before we can really say, oh, you know what, they can win this. If they get far the first season, they get far the second season, then maybe we can start having a conversation about, you know what, this team, if we can bring in more players, or we can try and go for it, we can possibly win it. But for now, I'm not gonna say nothing like that. Shah said, bring in Ancelotti or Zidane or Diego Simeone next summer if we don't win anything. I really don't think they're gonna change. They've got full trust in Arteta. He's not going anywhere. For anybody who's saying get rid of the manager, you're just wasting your breath. I genuinely don't think he's going anywhere. I could put money on that. I could put my house on that.
Yeah, and I don't personally think it's a fair shout either. Like, just because we got knocked out of the League Cup, I wouldn't get rid of Arteta. That's not the measuring stick for me. Like for us to get rid of him. Like even if let's say we really wanted to win it, I don't know. That's just too premature, bro.
Yeah,
So what?
hundred
So let's
percent.
say, let's say we don't win anything this season, but he finishes second in the league behind City with 90 points, and City finished with 91, 92. Are we gonna still say sack him? I think that's too harsh, man.
See, there's definitely context to it.
Yeah,
You definitely have to
exactly.
look at it like this. There's definitely context to where you'd sack him. If let's say for instance, if we finished this season in fourth and didn't win a trophy, then you'd
Then
have to
yeah,
start asking questions. What's going on?
100%.
Do you know what I mean? You
Yeah,
definitely have to start
yeah.
asking questions. What's going on? If we win the Champions League, I'll shamelessly say that Arteta is the greatest manager of all time, but that's very unlikely, sadly. Yeah, man. Yeah, listen, if we win the Champions League this season, bro, I'll listen. It's gonna be crazy if we did that. My friend, this is a repeat sackable offence by Arteta. 3 seasons of domestic embarrassment. The cups, the cups is the credit deluded fans excused him to
To keep
keep
his
his
job
failing
failing
spectacularly.
spectacularly.
Yeah,
Can
the
I
way
answer
you
this?
wrote that, why not? Is crazy. Go on, bro. Go on, bro.
Yeah, I want to answer this, right? For me, right, I have a concept with any manager for any club. The way you decide if you want to sack them or not is if there is progression or regression from the previous season, right? I'll hold my hand up and I'll say I wanted Arteta out in 2021,
Same.
which was his second season, but his first full season, right? Because for me at that time, the logic was he came in his first season in December, finished eighth, fair enough. I mean, he found a squad in a mess anyways, but he won us the FA Cup, right? Now the next season, I expected him to build. I expected him to build on it, which he didn't. He finished eighth and he won nothing, right? So for me, that was regression. So I wanted him out then. Now, yes, they didn't sack him, right? Fair enough. That's the choice they went with. If I look at it from after that now, he finished eighth. The next season, he finished fifth. The season after that, he's finished second after challenging for the title for up until March or April, whenever it was. So every season since then has been progression. If he progresses again this season from last season, I think it's extremely hard to say sack him or sack any manager for that logic. As long as the manager keeps on progressing year on year, eventually you're going to get to that promised land of winning the titles and winning trophies because that's what progression works. The moment there's any regression, right? I would say sack him immediately. Now, there are exceptions to this. Like Klopp, for example, I think we can all agree that he regressed when he finished third a couple of seasons ago. So if you
Mm.
look at Klopp's journey with Liverpool, first season he reached the Europa League finals. Second season top four. Third season Champions League final. Fourth season he won the Champions League. Fifth season he won the Premier League. So with every season you could see clear progression. So now in his sixth season, when he went down, and remember they had that horrendous thing, they lost 7-2 to Aston Villa, and they lost the 6 home games in a row and all that stuff. You don't sack him then because he has so much credit in the bank that you allow him for that one bad season, right? And then the season after that, he obviously competed for the quad. He didn't win it, but he won 2 trophies. Arteta
Mhm.
doesn't have that credit in the bank yet. So any regression from here on, in my opinion, should be sackable. But as long
Mhm.
as he keeps on progressing, I think it's crazy to say sack him.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. MDL said my problem with that Ashraf is if we knew we didn't care about it, why sub on the first team as 3-0 down? Keep them benched. Might as well. That's the funny thing for me as well. That's the question that I
Mm.
have. If we didn't care, why would you bring them on? Why?
No, I Arteta obviously wanted to win it. There's no game I think Arteta gets in thinking I want to lose this game, right? 100%. So I think he probably thought the team he fielded was good enough to win it. And I think he cared enough to say, okay, let me bring these guys in the last 20 minutes and see if they can change the game. But I don't think, in my opinion, I could be wrong. Obviously, it's not like I know Arteta personally. I don't think he's losing sleep over it because if he really cared, he would be starting these guys, right? But if you have a chance to change the game a little bit, maybe bring on these guys and somehow come back in the last 20 minutes, then yeah, why wouldn't you do it? I would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah, no, 100%. And we'll just get through these quickly. My friend, part two, Klopp, Pep, Wenger could all navigate the cups, and with rotated squads with under 21s and injury returning players, fringe players, still win cups. Arteta is an absolute scrub and a fraud.
Stop it.
Big
Wenger
419.
never Wenger never won the League Cup, just so you know, by the way. So stop saying, oh, he rotated and still won the cups. He lost a Carling Cup final against Birmingham, bro. Birmingham.
Mm.
Obafemi Martins ended up slapping. It was not Martins. I remember who ended up hitting Koscielny in the head when he made that mistake in the end.
Yeah.
He got smashed 3-0 to Man City as well.
You know, he's even got a part three here. He said, "My
Oh,
friend
this
part
guy,
three,
bro.
bro. Why not? Is a joker, bro. Hey, listen, he's
Sheesh.
relentless. He don't stop. He don't stop." Man said, "My friend part three, sack Arteta for the reason for not showing repeatedly ineptitude. Why did I stumble on that word? Ineptitude to handle multiple competitions each and failing again to build a squad to compete."
That is looking like a concern. I won't lie. That is looking like a concern because Europa League. I don't care. I'm not talking about the League Cup. I'm talking about the Europa League. When he was in the Europa
Mm.
League, when we lost it to Villarreal, and when he lost it to Olympiacos, and then he lost to Sporting Lisbon, it is looking like he's not able to manage this. Now, if it's going to be different this season, let's see.
Mm. Yeah, no, 100%. MDL said, I personally agree with Ashraf. I need about needing a top quality starting eight because Havertz, credit to
Mm.
him, played very well yesterday. Not good enough to win us the league though. Yeah, 100%, 100%. First team is mad, a bunch of pussios, only fit for the bench. Need at least nine first team players. Fuck it hell. Yeah, why not? It's just going on one right now. Arteta
Relentless,
can't
why
manage
not? Big
more
up,
than
bro.
Arteta can't manage more than one. Can't manage more than one competition at a time. That's why every season Arteta bottles the cups, flops his rotation choices. Absolute waste, man. Shah said, I miss how we played in that when we wore the pink kit. You know
Mm.
what game comes to mind? The Bournemouth
Which one?
away. You know when
3-0
Saliba
Saliba.
scored that
Mm.
banger.
Yeah. I know the
Great
guard
goal,
as well.
great goal,
Yeah.
great goal, great goal. But yeah, listen, let's move on to the player ratings before we wrap up. I
Yeah.
will get to your rest of your comments, people, at the end. But let's go to player ratings. So Ramsdale, what's and you can give like an explanation to his performance, just like a
Yeah.
brief one, and then just give your rating.
I would say a 6. I don't think he did a lot of things wrong. I do think that third goal, I know it's a deflection, but it still
Mm,
came straight to him. So I feel like a world-class keeper would have reacted quickly enough to somehow get a proper hand on it and push it away.
mm,
Um, so for me, like that he could have done a lot better there. And if it's, as I said, remember, like we said, this is an audition for them, so it's especially an audition for Ramsdale because Arteta's
mm,
looking at him now with a microscope, and a tiny mistake is gonna reinforce the idea of why I shouldn't start him. So yeah, I'll give him a 6, maybe
mm.
5. No, 6. Yeah, I think 6 is good.
I'd probably give him the same as six.
Mm.
Um, just based off of that, I don't think he did anything else. Um, I don't even think he did much wrong apart from that. Apart from that save, I feel like he could really have saved that, but it ended up hitting him in the face. So I'm gonna give him a five. A six.
A 6, yeah.
MDL gave him a five.
Mm.
MDL gave him a five.
Big
We'll
up,
move to
MDL.
Ben White, who and guys, make sure to get involved as well in the chat, bro. Give me your ratings as well. I want to know
Mm.
what you guys are rating them as well. Let's go to Ben White. What you rating? What you rating Ben White for this one?
A 4, a 4 for me. That
Mm,
own goal. I understand it's a foul, but it was still a bad header. I don't think he provided much going forward.
mm-hmm.
Defensively, I don't think he was like that solid. Yeah, not his best game, man. Honestly, and
Yeah.
thing is, when you are starting with some of our starting 11 players, because he's a starting 11 guy, he should be like leading the back from the back, and he
Mm,
he didn't do it well.
exactly. 100%. I'm gonna do the. I'm gonna go with a three. I'm gonna
Okay,
give a
fair.
three. Just because I feel like obviously that that goal for me, that own goal was that's rookie stuff. You learn that when you're a kid.
Hmm.
You never headed the ball towards your goal. If you're in front of the ball and you can head it away, then yes. But if it's gone like here, you never head the
Behind you,
ball.
yeah.
Never. You
Hmm.
never head it when the ball's behind you. Never. Um Kivior. Let's go to Kivior.
I thought Kivio was actually the best of our four
Yeah.
defenders, honestly. I don't I'm
Yeah.
not saying he was great or anything, but I think he was the best between them.
Mm,
And I remember there was one counter attack where one of our, I think Gabriel maybe messed up or something, and Kivio cleaned up after that, and he had a couple of these moments as well.
mm,
So for me, I would say 7. I would say 7.
Hmm.
I
I
can't give him like 8 or 9 because we conceded 3 goals. Like it's
Yeah,
mad.
yeah. I'm gonna go with 7 as well for Kivi. Um, yeah, we conceded goals, so I can't. I think he was the better of the two centre backs, but we still conceded 3 goals.
Yeah.
You can't give him more than that for I can't give him more than a 7 based on the fact that we conceded that many goals. Um,
Mm.
Gabriel,
Gabriel for me, just like Ben White, 4. Senior member, got turned by Paqueta, like dropped easily, like missed the ball a couple of times, made some blunders.
nuts
Not his
by
most solid
what's
game.
his name? You got nuts by
Kudus?
Kudus, yeah.
Nah, bro, it's good.
No, for the goal. Remember when he shot and it went through his legs?
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's what I'm saying.
Or
No, bro, it wasn't his best game. Like, it was such a
or
average game from one of our senior defenders as well. So yeah, 4 for Gabriel.
I'm gonna go with 3 as well for me.
Yeah,
For
fair.
Gabriel, I've experienced player in the first team should be doing much better. Like I said for like we said for Ben White, bro, it's even more for Gabriel. It's even more that
Mm.
you should be leading that team. You're part of that leadership. I believe he is part of that leadership, isn't he? That leadership group, or is he not part of that leadership group?
I'm not sure. I don't think he's one of the 3 or 4
Okay,
captains in the team.
he might not be, but even
Yeah,
then, he's still a very vocal player on the pitch.
yeah.
So he should be doing much better, than not and putting up a trash performance like that. So I'm gonna give Gabriel a 3. Zinchenko, I think
Zero.
you know what okay, yeah, go ahead then. Yeah, I was gonna start off
Zero.
with a
Bro,
0.
nothing. I honestly don't think I could give him any rating. He was at fault for that Kudus goal. Just let his man just run through easily.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we keep praising his offensive game from last season. Disgusting this season. Not able to pick proper passes. And it's the reason why he gets subbed off so easily, bro. Like imagine we needed goals and the first substitution Arteta made was Zinchenko out, Tomiyasu in, right? That tells you, like, even though we needed goals in Zinchenko, you could argue he's better than Tomiyasu going forward. Arteta still had the common sense to be like, yo, this guy's costing me this game. Get him out. Horrendous game,
Yeah,
bro. Horrendous game, honestly.
I'm also gonna give him a 0. Uh, what else is there? Can I give him a minus? Can I give him a -10? I don't know. That performance was dire, absolute dire. Um, yeah, I wasn't happy with his performance at all. Um, let's move on to Jorginho. MDO's jokes. Man said I'd give him 1 just for being on the pitch.
I saw that.
Man at least made
Man.
it to the pitch. um, let's go to
He did
Jorginho.
make he did make one interception, remember, after the goal, and you were like, oh, I can't believe Zinchenko knows how to defend. He just intercepted a pass. Remember that moment?
Yeah,
So maybe for that
I
we give
started
him
to
half or
applaud him.
something. Yeah,
I
yeah.
started to applaud him. I literally, oh my god! So this is what it
I
looks like
remember.
to see Zinchenko intercepting a ball.
Yeah.
Wow, never seen that before.
Just for that, I'll give him
Um,
1. That's it.
I'm still staying at 0. I don't care. All right,
Fair.
this guy needs to just sit on the bench, man.
Fair.
Um, let's move on to Jorginho, who just wasn't
3 for me, man. Honestly,
looking good.
maybe he didn't make a big major mistake in the game, but he doesn't add anything, bro. Slows
Mhm.
down the game. Too weak. Doesn't like build up correctly. He's not. It's too slow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Doesn't give much, man. It's yeah, definitely a 3 for
Mm.
me.
I why not's too funny, bro.
This guy, man.
I'm gonna give him a 3. I'm gonna give him a 3, bro, because I just, bro, I feel like I feel like he needs to improve himself, bro. Improve himself. Like at least try and use the stuff that you're good at. You know what I mean? Like I've seen him ping passes before.
Mm.
Like just when he came in the January transfer window, he played for us a couple of games, and I saw him ping
He was
good
doing
passes
well.
across the field. and that
Yeah.
diagonal passes, but he can't even do that now. Like it's nuts. It's nuts. Uh, yeah, I'm going to give him a.
You
Did
said
I
three,
say it
no?
already? Did I say it
You
already?
said three,
Three,
yeah?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You always said.
Okay, yeah, yeah, three, three, three. Um, let's go for Fabio Vieira.
Fabio Vieira for me would probably be six because I think he started the first half really well, and I was hoping to see more in the second half, and it just wasn't there. And he had like the opportunity because I don't think he took him off the
Mm,
line. I don't think he subbed him. I think he played the whole game. So I think he definitely had moments or opportunities in second half to try and change the game, and he didn't. Um, and yeah, man, like just
yeah,
look with these attacking players. A lot of times it's easier to rate them because for me, right,
yeah,
if you don't create a major chance or score
mm,
or assist, that's enough for me to say you had a bad game, even though you might have had
mm,
good touches and good passes here and there and stuff. So yeah,
mm.
a six for me. The second
I,
half
you
was
know, you
lackluster.
know, big up Kunle. He's just dropped in as well. Big you up, bro. What's going on, my broski? What's
Oh
going on,
yeah,
man?
now my
Uh,
people, my people. Your dark skinned man from the motherland is back. Big up everyone. Fucked up the intro a little bit there because I'm late. I don't deserve to do the full thing though. Sorry, I was just doing a stream now, guys. So that's why I'm late. I wasn't just slacking.
big
Big up
up,
everyone
Kunle.
that was on that
Nah,
stream,
big
man.
up
Big
to
up
yourself,
everyone, man.
man. Big up, big
What did
up,
I
big up.
miss?
Make sure to subscribe, man. Listen, we were talking about the game, then we went on to a rant about Nketiah, and then it went on to just the fan base not rating the League Cup. That's more from my point of view because I rate the
I, s-
League
I-
Cup. Well, not rate the League Cup, but I expect us to go for a trophy in it. Do
you
you know what I
see
mean?
me,
But
yeah. You know what? I don't know how old you lot are, but I've been supporting Arsenal for 30 years now. Figure it
mm.
out. You guys figure out my age in it from there. Anyway, so or just over 30. Yeah. So like when I started watching football, every single trophy was celebrated. Every trophy.
Mhm,
From the
mhm,
Cup Winners' Cup, League Cup, FA Cup, UEFA Cup, and greats. I'm talking legends were celebrating FA Cups, League Cups, Cup Winners' Cups. People like the great Brazilian Ronaldo was celebrating Cup Winners' Cups. No one was talking about how they're worthless back then. But I just think since the social media and Instagram society have come into the world, like everyone is like shitting on trophies. And I look at people sometimes, I think, if the Carabao Cup is such a shit trophy, why haven't you won it? You, that's the viewer that's watching people play football because we couldn't make it. Football is an elite sport like every other sport. Only a short percent of the people make it. So just because we
mm,
don't want to value the trophy, we're going to shit on it where someone that could be the only trophy they win in their whole career. And we're going to say it's a
yep.
rubbish trophy and we don't want it. Like, what? Okay, if it's so rubbish, go win one then. Do all the training, get signed by a club, and win one. If it's so easy and so worthless, every trophy counts unless it's a preseason trophy. If it's a
Mm,
competitive trophy, not them Tottenham trophies that they love to collect, Audi Cups and that. Talking about real trophy when football has started is a trophy. Yes, there's ranks for which trophy's more prestigious, 100%. But
And this
every
ranks
single
last.
trophy, yeah, that's and you can say
mm,
that, but every trophy adds to your club's history. The reason why we can still call ourselves the biggest club in London is because we have other trophies, not just Premier League
Hmm.
trophies. Do you get? So every trophy counts.
FA Cup trophy, I definitely rate it. I mean, it's the main domestic cup of the country. You cannot not rate it. And plus, it's the oldest football competition in history. The League Cup, bro, I will say this, right? Like, you say that the fans don't rate it. I think the managers don't rate it. I mean, Fergie and Wenger were notorious for rotating their teams heavily in the League Cups and getting knocked out and coming out in the press conference saying, we're very disappointed, we lost, unbelievable, we should be doing better. And then next season doing the exact same thing over and over and over and over again. The best manager, in my opinion, the greatest manager of all time, Pep Guardiola, he got knocked out this season by doing that against Newcastle. So while I definitely think
He's also won
we
it 4 times, by the way.
yeah, that's fair. But I mean, if we go by the high standards that he's set up, where he tries to win everything, because you know he's gonna try to go for the Champions League this season, right? We know he's gonna try to go for the league this season. He's not gonna say, I just did a three-peat. I just won the Champions League. I don't really need to compete in them that much. That's not his mentality. But the fact that he still has the mentality of, you know what, I've won the League Cup, it doesn't matter. But he doesn't have that same mentality about the Champions League and FA Cup and Premier League. I think that kind of tells you as well that even managers don't take it that seriously. So
Nah,
I agree
bro.
with what Saad
Nah,
said
I
earlier. He comes from
disagree.
the
He's
top,
won it
bro.
4 times, bro. Come on, bro. He's won it four
Yeah,
times.
okay. Okay, then what
So
about Arsene Wenger? I rate Wenger. He's never won the competition ever, and yet he's always rotated his team heavy in these competitions.
yeah, but
Right? Like
he
he's
should have won
always
at
done it.
least. He should have won at least 2 of them. At least.
Yeah, he should have, but he didn't. But that's the point. Like because if
No,
he
but
didn't,
because you
let's
didn't win it doesn't mean you don't value the competition. You might be he. For me, I get what you're saying in terms of it's definitely the
mm,
lowest ranked one. It's the one because obviously we're the only country that do 2 domestic trophies in England, which is crazy, but it's
England
always
and
been
France.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's always been that way, right?
yeah.
So I believe I think foreign managers really started to rotate and use their younger players
Mm,
to give them a run around, and I like what it's being utilized for, especially in the early
mm.
rounds. But that doesn't mean I don't want to win it. I wouldn't celebrate if we won the final. Of course I
Yeah,
would.
of
Is it
course,
is it my
100%
most
you'd
important
celebrate.
trophy?
Yeah,
It's the least important trophy for sure, but I would still
yeah,
celebrate it if we were to win it. That's what I mean.
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
I think yeah, for me, I just it, it spans to winning mentality.
Mm,
If you value every single trophy, that then rubs off on the players. And the
That's what I
players
agree
then
with.
value
Yeah.
every single trophy. And they will then celebrate every single trophy the same way. They will fight for the trophies in the same way. Do you know what I mean? You have to build that kind. That's the reason why Pep was so successful in England, because he built that. He built that mentality that I don't care if it's just the FA Cup. I don't care if it's the Community Shield. I don't care if it's this. I don't care if it's that. We need to fight for every single piece of silverware, like as if it is the Champions League. Fight for every single piece of silverware like it's the Premier League, like it's one of these big trophies. Do you know what I mean? He may have
I,
he may have put he may have put lesser players into the squad, but at the end of the day, they're still that's what Fergie would have been doing that as well. Wenger would have
brother,
been
but
doing that as well. They'd be
you
drilling that into their head. Make sure when you go out there, this is your time to show me.
no, and
You
and
show
and
me
that's
you want to
and
be
I
in the
think
squad.
that's the big difference between like the Wengers and the Fergies when they did it. Like they're like Wenger's team wins that game yesterday. You know that you do know that, right? We were beating Premier League opposition with Fran Merida and them man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
We
he's
also
bro.
got knocked out to Blackburn and Co. in the first
When
round.
how many times did that happen, bro?
Yeah, yeah, not quite
Exactly.
often,
You
but it
you're
did.
singling out the one time we like predominantly got to semi-finals at least most of the time with whatever squad we put in with Wenger.
In the League Cup,
With Wenger, yeah, we got to
yeah.
quarterfinals, semi-finals, three. I've got to 2 or 3 finals, three
Mm,
semi-final. Like we got into a lot, and he would take scalps of Premier League teams because I saw every Wenger team. I saw at least 2 players that were fighting to get into that first team. You could literally see it in their
mm,
performance. I've not
yeah,
seen it from these players in the second team. Nobody yesterday, except
yeah.
maybe Reece Nelson for like 35 minutes, you could say was trying. But other than that, no one looked like Arteta's got a problem on his hands for the next game. Nobody. And that's what pissed me off
Mm,
last season. And they've carried it onto this season. And it might be what Sad was saying, how some of the players look like they're not bothered about the Carabao Cup, which is a bad mentality to have. They're like, oh, let's not
yeah.
get a knock for the weekend's game. We might be in that squad. Like, brother, you
Mm.
fucking give 100 for every game. You play for
Mm,
Arsenal Football Club, for goodness sake, man.
Yeah,
exactly.
that part
And
that part I agree
oh
with.
yeah,
That's
go
why I
ahead.
said earlier, like this should have been an audition for the second team to try and get into the first team. That part I agree with. Like
Facts.
I think regardless of the competition, the second team should be trying and pushing to say, "Hey, pick me in this weekend game because I'm that good and I've shown it in this game," and they didn't do
Mm,
that.
yeah, no. Listen, I at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. I think when certain big fan bases and big fan base channels are gonna pump out this nonsense about it is what it is, it's just a trophy. The fan base is always gonna think like that. Do you know what I mean? They're always gonna think like that. It's always gonna happen until we actually stand up and say, you know what? we actually rate this trophy. We want it. We want to win it because it is a trophy. You know what I mean? You played the final of this cup at Wembley. Wembley is massive. I don't care what anybody says. In this country, when you play in Wembley, it's massive. You sell out an 80,000, 90,000 capacity stadium. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I'd love to win
Every
any
trophy, especially this squad and this
single one.
manager, the audacity.
Exactly.
Someone has only got one trophy in his cabinet.
Bro,
Players that have only got one trophy in there, if not, or even none in their cabinet, are saying they want
I
to
said
down tools
exactly
for a
that, bro.
competition.
I
They're
said
mad.
exactly that, bro. I said exactly
But
that, bro. I
you
don't know
you guys
if you
you
saw
guys
it,
know
bro.
100% if we only win the League Cup and nothing else, it would be an embarrassing season. Like 100%, it would be the
But we're
most
not gonna
embarrassing
win.
season.
But we're not gonna. But the thing is that's why they always
But
say
we
that the
can't do
League
that
Cup will
anyway, so
spur
it's
you
cool.
on to different things. It will spur you on to like better things. You have to look at it like that. Like I
Yeah.
know Man United fans said that last season, but let's face it, they played okay. They didn't play
But
to that level where they were
yeah,
gonna
they
win the
said it.
league.
They said it without a
You know what I
style
mean?
of play. It's very different if
Exactly.
we were to win it. Do you get me? We're
Bro,
more of a
if
stable
we
club
win
right
it,
now.
the
That's a
mentality
fair
that
point,
could
yeah.
bring, the mentality that I could bring if you win that trophy, it's you could go in saying, you know what, we're champions already of this the League Cup. Let's go on for the FA Cup. Let's go on for the Premier League. Let's try to do a domestic treble, maybe. You know what I mean, or something like that.
I hear it.
Let's
I hear
try
it,
and
yeah.
win that because that could be massive, and then we could do the real treble when we try and win the Champions League. You know what I mean? It's all steps like that. It's all steps.
The winning DNA, winning mentality. Let's get
Exactly.
hungry, winning everything. I want the players. I don't think they will. I want the players to be kicking the shit out of themselves last night after going out to West Ham. But I know they will because of how they approached the game in the first place, bro.
Only
Bro,
one
what?
player. Only one
Who?
player, I guarantee
Declan
you,
Rice,
he's
maybe.
probably kicking himself, is Declan Rice. The only player who will probably be in that changing room
Yeah.
feeling like shit. And he
And
came on and played 45 minutes.
Odegaard looked upset
30
as well
minutes.
towards the end. Odegaard looked upset.
But I won't lie, the only player that came on yesterday that should have come on for me is Odegaard. Now, if I'm Saka and Martinelli, don't waste my time with this bullshit. Like the play, you threw out an 11 to get the job done, and they're stinking out the players. Don't bring me on for this bullshit. Odegaard, yeah, because he was dropped for the last game. It made sense. He got a little few minutes and stuff, but everyone else, what are you bringing me out here for, boss? Are you joking? Let them carry this L. I'm not trying to get that L on my back. Are you crazy? But one thing is for sure. Sorry, real quick. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just making up for lost time, right? Sorry. It's safe to say we should never, I mean, never see that midfield three ever again, right?
Yeah.
Bro, that was horrendous.
Disgusting.
That was horrendous. That was the most lightweight midfield I've seen in my life. I've never seen a midfield
home,
that
bro.
weak.
In a London derby.
Against West Ham, a physical team.
Or if you want to play that midfield, you either play Declan Rice or Thomas Partey in the
no,
six,
you don't play that midfield again. Let's just leave it at
that. No, hold on.
Those three should not play in midfield again to start a game.
Forget these three. Havertz and Vieira should not be starting together, bro. That's such a weak midfield.
And Jorginho should.
No. I'm saying
none of them.
If you start,
none of them.
No.
None of them.
What I'm saying, what I'm saying is, even if you start Declan Rice, let's say, as a DM,
with those two,
start Havertz and Havertz and Vieira never as a combination. Even if we have Rodri, he shouldn't be starting Vieira and Havertz together. It's too lightweight, man. Too lightweight.
But you know what? Let's because we were getting into the ratings. So we'll start again. Obviously, we gave our ones already, but we'll let Kunle go quickly.
Are you sure you want to hear mine?
Yes.
No problem. All right, Ramsdale.
100%.
Ramsdale 4.
We got up to.
Okay, where'd you get up to?
We get up to?
We got up to Jorginho. No, Vieira.
And
2.5. 2.5 for Vieira.
Really? Wow.
I'm keeping it, but I didn't see the guy in the whole game, bro. I didn't see him.
The first half, I think it was okay, but second half, he was shit.
Nah, horrible. Okay, let's say 3. Sorry, 3. My bad. Give him a 3.
I'm gonna so I said
Havertz.
2.5 decimals. No, go just go from Ramsdale up to Vieira, and
Okay.
then
Man was
we'll
like,
Alright,
come out.
so
I'm gonna be
Ramsdale,
lenient, take a 0.5 more.
Ramsdale 4, Gabriel 3, Kivio
Mm.
4. I think he probably played better than Gabriel yesterday, even though they both
Yeah.
look ridiculous, and that two left-footed centre backs
Mm.
was a bit weird. Zinchenko 3, Ben White, I guess with the own goal 2.5. Um,
Kunle's
Jorginho
going in, bro.
4. Yeah, 4 for Jorginho. Vieira, what did I say? 3. I boosted up to 3. Havertz 3. Reese Nelson 6, our best player. Eddie,
First half, yeah.
Eddie
Oh,
NA,
Eddie.
NA, bro. We're just gonna put non-applicable NA, NA for Eddie, and then who's on the left? Trossard again, 3, bro. I don't. Is he? Is Trossard a super sub? Is that what he is? Is that what we're saying?
I think so, bro.
Is that
I
I
don't
didn't
know,
ever
man. I
I
don't
didn't
know.
ever want to admit it, but it's starting to feel that way because the 2 games he started, except the PSV game in the Champions League, he's had
Yeah.
stinkers from the start. Off the
The thing
bench,
is,
Yeah.
but Kunle
doesn't
last
matter.
season when he was starting in the middle with Saka and Martinelli, he was a player of the month for March. He was a
Okay,
player
so
of the month.
that's maybe an option because I'd rather see him as the false 9 than Eddie starting.
Yes,
I'm not gonna
100%.
lie
100%.
because what Eddie, if you've noticed, even as good as Martinelli played against City, Eddie restricts Martinelli's game, bro. If Jesus
Mm,
or Trossard
Trossard.
is there making those runs, then
Yeah.
it's long for defenses, and what's it called? Martinelli gets way involved in the game. So I'd like to see Trossard start at the false 9, but we know Arteta. Eddie's just got a hat trick, blah blah blah. I know Jesus, he's gonna start. I would even start Havertz in the false 9 over Eddie, to be
Oh,
honest.
we said the
Mm.
same thing, bro,
Eh,
before you
eh,
joined. We said literally the same thing.
bruv. I never want to
Bro,
see Havertz in midfield again, by the way, as well.
I'm
Never in
telling you,
midfield again.
Arteta and all these Eddie fans are gonna milk that hat trick against Sheffield for the next 3 months, right? They're gonna like he's gonna stink up the next couple of games. They're gonna like,
Yeah,
yeah,
That's
remember
happened.
the hat trick against Sheffield.
yeah,
Remember the hat trick.
yeah. Don't forget, if
That's
he
been
got when he
happening
gets a
though.
chance, 3 goals.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which team has a better backup striker than Nketiah? I hate that line, bro. I
Yeah,
hate
that
that
line
line.
actually pisses me off, man. Even though
So
I know he'd
annoying.
go to Chelsea and be the most the best striker there, but
Yeah, that's Chelsea, bro. It's
this
not the.
ain't
It's a low
Chelsea.
bar. That's the low bar, bro. You probably would start for Chelsea
Crazy.
and kill it there, bro.
It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy. But I know Ashraf, you give me the rest of your ratings, and then
Kai Havertz,
I'll
for
give you my
me, Kai
best.
Havertz, as I said, first half, I think he was doing well, man. He was actually doing well in the first half. Second half, yeah, he didn't do much, so I'd give him. I'm not gonna be as like we can like just went in, bro. 3, 2, 3, 3,
Bruv.
0.
If you watched what I watched yesterday, bro.
I'd say 6 for Havertz. Or
6.
yeah, just because I think first half he did a lot of things right, bro.
Okay, do
Honestly,
you know
first half.
Ashraf? Do you know what I know you're doing right now? Because I tried to
What?
do it as well, and this is don't fall into the trap I nearly fell into. So yesterday, I was watching
Uh,
the first half like you. I was like, wait, Evans is actually getting about a bit more. He's trying a bit more, but he
and
was just running for 1 extra second, keeping the ball for a couple more. Like that's it, bro. It actually accounted to nothing spectacular. When I really digested it, it's like I wanted to give him it. You know what I'm saying? As
yeah,
fans, we kind of want to say, "Oh yeah, he's done a bit better. Oh, I see some improvement." Because we want it so badly. But
yeah.
Ashraf, you and me, we
Kunle,
both know it's a
yesterday,
5, but 5.
ask Sad in the yeah, I'll probably bring it down to 5. Ask Sad in the match along yesterday. The
Yeah.
ball comes up in the air, he controls it. And I'm like, yo, what is the most thing that you can do? But I was like, my standards are so low. What a ball control,
Bro,
thing, and let's go.
that's how low
Man,
the bar is. That is
Bruv,
how
the
the
low the
bar
bar
is
is.
bar's
This guy
so
just
low, bro.
gone,
touches.
bruv. The
This guy just
bar's
touches
gone.
the ball well.
You're
Bro,
like,
we might even see him,
yo,
bro. It's
Havertz.
like,
Bro,
yo, hey,
anytime,
Havertz actually crazy.
anytime he presses and wins the ball, but even if it's by accident, I'm like, what a press, bro! What a tackle, man! But yeah,
Oh
I'd
my
agree. Probably
god,
5.
bro.
Nelson. I don't know. Second half, I felt he had died down a bit. I'll say 5.5 because I couldn't keep it up the whole game, which for me is
Mhm.
annoying. Trossard 4, the best player on the pitch by quality, and yet couldn't do anything yesterday, which is
Nothing.
insane.
Nothing.
And you gave Zinchenko a 0 or a 1. I would give Eddie Nketiah like the same, honestly. I would give Eddie Nketiah a
NA,
1.
bro. NA, bro. He's not applicable.
It's
We can't.
mad.
There's no
It
register
was
for his
so
score,
bad.
bro.
It's so bad, bro. So bad.
Mm. Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna give Fabio Vieira. I'm gonna give him a 5. I'll give Havertz I'll give him a 5 as well. Reece Nelson, I'll probably give him a 5.
Sorry.
Eddie is 0.
Fair.
And Trossard, yeah, Eddie, I'm sorry, I can't, man. This guy actually like fooled people, bro. He's fooled people with that long range shot, bro. I knew people were like, oh my god, I knew he was gonna do something like that. I just had a feeling. Trossard, I'm gonna give him a 5 as well. I feel like he just wasn't at the level that we see
You
him
lot are
when he
mad
comes into
generous
certain
today,
games,
yeah.
bro. Yeah, listen, I'm being generous, man. I'm being generous. Yeah, let me just can I for one day just be positive? Like, can I be a toxic
Bro, you
positive
weren't
fan for
positive
one day?
on the terrace last night, bro. So I don't know where this has come from.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
Sad was
I'm just
mad.
sitting there. Nah, because bro, I'm
I saw
sitting
him
there and I'm
change color on
stewing,
camera, bro.
bro.
Real talk.
I'm stewing, bro. I was stewing. Like, it was right after the game. I was in my emotions. I was in my emotions at that point, bro. Bro. If I saw Zinchenko right in front of me, bro, I swear I would have knocked the guy out, bro. I would have actually knocked him out. If he walked in right in
Big
front of me right
Zinny.
now, I would actually swing for his fucking chin. Like, it's actually
Wow.
crazy, bro. Nah,
I
bro,
don't
this guy,
understand.
Wow.
he's a
I don't
fraud.
get how he's okay defensively. Yeah, we said he's always been shit. How has your on the ball game gotten worse in like one season? How have you
Okay,
been misplacing so many passes? It's mad.
let me deep it for you, right? As much as I didn't like his performance yesterday, but I think personally, Arteta has to take a lot of blame for this Zinchenko situation. The biggest thing that worried me about the Havertz signing was that left side of Havertz and Zinchenko. That was the most
Mm,
scariest thought for me. And ever since that's happened, he just doesn't look. He doesn't look the same because he doesn't have the same. Like even though Xhaka was getting forward, he was also getting back.
mm,
And he was also winning the ball high up the pitch. So sometimes he didn't even get to that Zinchenko side as well. And
yeah.
Havertz is just not able to do those. So Zinchenko is looking bad. I don't think he's the worst problem in our team. I do think there's certain games that he should be benched for Tomiyasu. Like on Saturday, I'd
Mm.
start Tomiyasu away from home at Newcastle. But if we go playing home to Burnley, Fulham, that sort of thing, I'd start as Zinchenko as well. He can fit in those sort of games. But to go as far as I think some of our fan base are going a lot of way overboard, especially with Zinchenko and with Odegaard. But I do think Havertz is culpable for the difference in their games this season because with Xhaka in the mix, both those players looked completely different. So
The one
no one
thing I
can
would
tell
say to
me.
that, the one thing I
Well,
would say to that, Kunle, is the couple of games where Declan Rice started as the eighth, Zinchenko still looked bad. I can remember that City game. I don't think he looked that great.
yeah,
There was another game where,
but who was the six?
yeah, Jorginho. But I mean,
So
Declan Rice is the one on his
so
side. No,
give me Partey, Rice, Odegaard with
that
Zinchenko.
ain't
I'm
happening.
fine.
This
I'm
season,
fine
that
with
ain't
that.
happening, bro. If
I
Partey gets up,
touch wood it happens. Touch wood it happens.
bro, if
Please,
Partey
please.
gets up off the
Touch
bed, he
wood.
gets on the wrong side, injury, hamstring. He kicks the ball for his gender reveal, hamstring. Like it's just, oh man,
That pissed me
Bro,
off.
that was ridiculous, man. Come on, Partey, bro. Come
and
on,
by
Hey,
the
man.
way,
wait,
guys,
hold
Come
on.
on, man.
Because we were speaking about that, yeah. We were speaking about that, yeah.
yeah.
Hey, Kunle, I swear the way this man kicked it, yeah. That's a pulled muscle type of thing, bro.
Honestly, bro, leg went all the way up. Mad.
And
And
what's
by
he
the way,
doing, bro?
do you know what the annoying thing is? This guy has had 3 or 4 injuries from training. From training, not from
Brother.
games.
Not
Injuries,
games. Facts. Facts. Well, I
training.
don't
And
know
then
what we're doing in our freaking training sessions, bro, but
what the hell is
they
going
seem
on?
to
And
be
he's
more strenuous. He played right back for 3 games. That didn't injure him, but training now.
exactly
Training.
training. And last season as well, a couple of seasons. Like he trained the day before Sevilla. Imagine the guy was on the bench for Chelsea. Trained the day before the Sevilla game. And then
And then
Sevilla game.
gets
Oh no!
injured.
Apparently he got injured yesterday. It's not a big choice. He was running
Joke
around
thing.
fine.
Joke.
And he get injured while getting back on the bus.
Big joke thing.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
But yeah, listen. I think it was a shit game. What are we giving? What we actually nah. Let's give a rating to the subs as well. Because I think obviously Tomiyasu. I'm gonna give Tomiyasu. I can't lie. I'll give him a 7 or 8. Just based on how
He looked
he
good when
was
he came on,
able
I'm not
to.
gonna lie.
When he came onto that side, I did not see them even go to that side.
Mm.
Because they
I
knew,
think
once Tommy was there, they knew, bro. I ain't Zinchenko, bro. You ain't getting past me.
mm,
So you can try on the other side. This side,
Mm.
it's not happening for you. They knew already. So I can't lie. I have to give Zinchenko. I have to give
Tomiyasu.
Tomiyasu a high mark just because of how he handled that left side when Zinchenko came off. I can't lie.
How much is a high mark?
I gave him a 7.
yeah, 7. I agree with 7.
Nobody in this
I
team passes 6, bro. Nobody.
don't know. I don't think he did
Nobody.
much wrong.
Nobody. Nobody.
Yeah.
I
Kunle
said
is just,
nobody's
yeah.
Bruv,
receiving
Kunle is
past
like
the
bun
brother,
6,
them players.
bro.
Kunle is like bun
3-1,
them
bro.
starters, bun them subs, bun
All
that
of
group,
them,
bro.
bro. You, at best, you can get a little 6, bro. At best, man. And that's me
Little
being generous.
6.
Yeah, bro.
But
It's,
what's the rating that Arteta gets? He has to be like a 2. He has to be an NA. That has to be an NA. Cause
Do you know
Yeah.
what? Do you know what?
the
Do you know what?
midfield.
The 2 things that piss me off, actually 3 things. Oh, brother, a lot of things. Let me not even lie.
Hey,
Brother, look, what I'm annoyed about is that because I'm behind this manager. I'm Arteta in, guys. I'm Arteta in,
Same.
but and for me, but I'm Arteta in with kind of like some
Caveat.
context. Yeah, caveat. Yeah,
Mm.
so like I personally don't think our squad is strong enough to win this league, but my manager does. So I'ma back him. I'm not
Mm.
gonna allow him with any excuses come back into the season though. Even though I personally don't think it's strong enough, I still think we're probably 2 players short. But
Yeah.
the manager don't. He thought it was all right spending 65 million on Kai Havertz instead of spending 35 million on Kudus, which would have made a lot more sense to our squad. He can play in the Xhaka role and in the Saka role, but whatever. So he thinks it's right. So do you know what? I'm just gonna say, yo, go and either push City all the way and win a trophy, or
Mm.
get me that league title. And
Mm.
what I mean by push City all the way, I need to be closer than I was last season,
Yeah.
and I need a trophy. Both of those things. So that's either now Champions League or the FA Cup. I don't know. I'm not saying we're gonna win them, but I'm just letting you know what I need from this guy after how much he spent. And if
Mm.
he like if he doesn't, if he finishes third or finishes 10 points behind City, no trophy, and everyone's calling from his head, they're not gonna hear any debates from me, bro. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
me
be
neither.
pushing Arteta out, where the banners and all that shit. I'm not gonna be on that. If they're telling me the manager needs to get sacked, no problems. Yeah, maybe he's not the guy to get us to. He could only take us to a particular ceiling, and we need a more proven guy to get us to that next level. Maybe, but I want to believe that he knows what he's doing and he's going to get the job done. I want to believe that because he's done a lot of good things in the last few years. So let's hope.
yeah,
Yeah.
nah. Listen, 100%, 100%, and I think for us, just this games like this just need to be. They need to be. Actually, you know what? Forget about that. Let's quickly do a little briefing on the Emil Smith Rowe, and I'll start this quickly because the thing is, I rate Smith Rowe, yeah, and I was one of those people that was saying, listen, he got his injury, in his groin. It kept on happening. He finally got the operation, and the procedure so he could get that sorted. Now that he's got this knee problem, bro, is this guy injury prone? What is going on? Well, like for me, this could be the time where we start to say, bro, he might be injury prone. He might be injury prone, and I have to hold him to the same level. If he's injury prone, I have to hold him to the same level as I hold all the other injury prone players. Where bro, if you're not gonna keep fit, bro, get out of my club, man. Get out of my club, and that's sad to say because Emil Smith Rowe. I
Man,
think he's a top player.
I'm not gonna lie, Sad Ashraf. Like that one will hurt because out of all of the Halem boys, Smith Rowe is my guy, and obviously Saka came in a little bit after I started hearing about Smith Rowe. But I love Smith Rowe in terms of what he brought to the team when he got into the side. He's one of the few ball carriers that we have in the side as well. They gave him the number 10 role. Like, I don't know, man. It's like I'm starting to feel like what Sad's saying, not even necessarily the injury thing. Even his performance in the last game, I'm like, bro, this is your big shot. I know you don't get a lot of chances in the team, but this is your big shot to show the manager that, yeah, I deserve to be like not overlooked. And you came with a stinker. You got a little assist for Eddie's hat trick, but you had a stinker, bruv. And then now on top of the stinker, you're now injured. Bro. Like I just don't see a route back now for him. Obviously, he had some joy because we still haven't figured out our midfield, and that still is a
Yeah.
problem that we're constantly having. But now with the injury and the bad performance, I don't know, Ashraf. I don't know what you think about it. I don't know.
Guys, honestly, you guys might not like what I'm gonna say. I'm a lot more ruthless in this. I like Jack Wilshere a lot more, right, as an academy kid, and I got over it when he left, right? He was one of these guys who for years was like, give Abu Dhabi time. He'll come good, he'll come good. He's a talent, give Abu Dhabi time. And he never came good, bro. I'm done with these injury prone players, bro. If it's one muscle or the same injury repeated over and over again, I understand. Maybe a surgery or something will eventually get you over it. But if it's repeated injuries in different places, bro, we don't have time for that. We're trying to go for a league title, right? I'm chasing a freaking machine in Man City. We can't afford to slip. Thomas Partey, Smith Rowe, I am done with these attachments, right? Arsenal for me come first. If we can get rid of them, get decent money, and get replacements in Jan, not even in the summer, I'm all for that, bro. I'm all for that because honestly, we've had so many eggs in these injury-prone baskets before, and I'm done with that shit, bro. It's just annoying. Obviously, some injuries, I get you can't blame the players, 100%. Like, when you get a bad tackle and all that kind of stuff, you can't blame the player. It happens. It happens in football. But when I see repeated muscle injuries and all these things that happen, like Thomas Partey and these kind of things, it's annoying, bro, because we've seen other players who have somehow managed to keep themselves fit really well.
Mm-hmm.
Klopp keeps praising Salah, obviously doesn't drink, doesn't do this, takes care of his body, sleeps at the right time, eats correctly. Harry Kane as well. And they call him the ultimate professional because of what he does, the training, the food, and all that stuff. I understand you can't avoid every injury, and this might be harsh, but I do believe you can limit how many injuries you get if you take care of your body and you treat this sport right now and this 10, 15 years professional period as the only important thing in your life. And I don't think these guys, a lot of players do it that often. It's annoying, man. It sucks for him, but hey, it is what it is, man. I'm trying to go for a league title, so
Mm.
sorry, bro.
Yeah, no, the thing is, if you bring up a conversation like that, though, like, for me, the only thing is, I then have to come to the realization, yeah, that is Jesus gonna be an injury prone player? Do you know what I
Not
mean? You
yet.
just have to start asking, because the thing is, I have one dream in this world, yeah. I have one dream, I have one wish, and that is for us
had
to
one
have a
wish.
player that is for us to have a team full of Declan Rices and Bukayo Sakas where they just never get injured, bro. These guys just go and work and just play and play and play over and over again, bro. Seasons and seasons without getting injuries, bro.
Yeah.
You know how crazy that is? Saka only now, after playing like 87 something games, or what was it, 87, 88 games, only now does he eventually say, you know what, right, bro, I need to take a rest. So, bro, it's unfortunate that we've got still players here that are injury prone, and Smith Rowe's gonna hurt, bro. Every time I see him lace up his boots, yeah, I just get flashbacks to that goal he scored in North London derby. You know what I mean? My eyes start tearing up, bro.
Mm,
That was a
that was a
special goal for
good
me, bro.
game. Yeah.
That was a special goal because that was him saying, you know what? I've been given the
Right.
number 10 shirt, bro. Let me wear it in style while I celebrate in front of these scumbags. So
He showed up big that game, bro.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
the thing about Saka that you mentioned, Saka gets kicked, bro. Every game he gets kicked and tackled and stuff, and you still see him getting up. Yeah, he'll have that niggle here and there, but he comes back next game even stronger. Like, so you can tell he's doing certain things that are right, that are keeping him fit and allowing him to play. Gabriel Magalhaes as well, like a big. I don't remember the last time this guy got injured. So somehow he's also doing something right to keep himself fit. Granted, Chaka, all these years where he was abysmal and average, the one thing you cannot fault him for is the fact that he was always fit, always available, even when he used to get these injuries and you hear like a month and he comes back in 2 weeks. Um, I don't know, man. It's sad for Smith Rowe, but I would definitely move on in January. Not January. I don't think he'll be back in time. I don't know if he'll be back or not, but if he is, I would sell him.
Yeah, no, yeah. Listen. It's crazy, and even with Saka, like, bro, do you know what I like about Saka? I'm just gonna say this before we wrap up. Yeah, what I like about Saka, yeah, is even when this guy gets kicked, yeah, sometimes I see him just on the floor, just screaming like this, yeah, and I know for a fact he's acted, bro. I
To
know
try
for a
and get
fact
the
he's
yellow.
acted.
Yeah. I
Because man will
swear
be on
to
the
you,
floor
it's
like,
so obvious.
and he's got like
Yeah.
this, yeah. And then next thing you know, he's doing sprints, bro, trying to get the ball. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Live. He
the
always looked
biggest
like he's
actor
about to come off
online.
the pitch. Always when he gets injured.
Exactly.
Then you
Exactly.
just see
Every
him
time I'm like, oh,
like
stretcher is
literally. I'm like,
coming.
oh, he's gone. Oh, Saka. Oh, this is an injury. And then he gets up.
Bro, and I've already realized the tell to how you know that he's fine, yeah. If he does all of that, yeah, and you see him sit up, yeah, and you see him pull up his socks, you know he's fine.
Yes.
You know he's fine.
Yeah.
If he pulls up his socks, bro, you know he's fine. He was just acting there. He was like, fine, ref, let me get up, man. Let me go and
Bro, there's
get back
another
into
tell.
position.
There's another tell as well when he's screaming and then he gets up to see if he got the foul and he looks at the referee. He's like, he starts voicing it and like yelling
Yeah.
at the ref for the yellow card. I'm like, yo, he's really trying. This is not a yellow foul.
Hey.
What? And I'm like, yo, 100% he's trying to win it. It's fine. Yeah,
Hey,
it's
you
part
know
of the
what?
game.
Big up fucking Saka, man. Big up Saka, man. He's
Every
actually
time, bro.
Niger
Every
boy, as
fucking
Kunle
time.
undefeated,
says.
bro.
You know now. You know.
Hey,
Oh yeah, now.
jeez. But yeah, listen, we're gonna wrap up. Firstly, guys, thank you very much for joining me today on the panel. I appreciate your their descriptions will be down below. To make sure go to subscribe to their channels. Obviously, Ashraf at Just Past the Ball and Kunle at Tunnel TV and One Touch TV. So make sure to go subscribe to both of them. And make sure to hit the like button on the latest videos. Make sure to hit the like button on this video. Make sure you're subscribing to my channel as well. And thank you very much for joining us as well. We will be back for, I believe tomorrow we're gonna have a preview,
Match preview.
which should be interesting, bro. I'm gonna get some Newcastle fans in here. It's gonna get all mad, you know what I mean? Gonna hear a
The
lot of
Geordies.
oye mans, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like it's crazy. But listen, it's always interesting when we play Newcastle, bro. Let's just hope we don't play like that. Because if we play like that, they will put like 10 past us. You know what I mean?
I've
So,
gone for
let's-
it. You didn't score predictions or no? Well, that's for tomorrow.
No. We saved that to tomorrow. Don't worry. That's gonna be an interesting one. Combined 11s. Be there, man. Be there. Tune in, man. It's actually gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. But guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you very much for tuning in. Laters, people.